Hello, my name is Elijah Wells, and today, or a couple days ago, the Bafta winners came out. Even though it came out a couple days ago, and I would have done a video back then, but I was busy with work, unfortunately, so I'm doing a video about the Bafta winners right now just to make up for it. So, here we go. And the winner for Best Film goes to Oppenheimer by Christopher Nolan. Again, a very strong, a very well-deserved win for him, and interestingly, of all the best film nominees that were nominated here, Killers of the Flower Moon did not win any awards, unfortunately, this year, even though it is an absolutely brilliant movie. Again, there's Autonomy of a Fall, there's Holdovers, there's Killers of the Flower Moon, like I said, and Poor Things as well. Again, I'm very happy that Oppenheimer won the award, and hopefully no YouTube prankster is behind me. Otherwise, Christopher Nolan will probably just, I don't know, be the tall frontman and just pin him down, maybe. And for Outstanding British Film, it goes to The Zone of Interest, which is very, very interesting and probably a really good win, very tight as well. As in, it is very tight, as in, it is running against Poor Things, All of Us Strangers, and How to Have Sex, and Saltburn and as well, which is a very strong category right here, but again, it's for a person who hasn't directed a film for like 10 years, I think this is giving Jonathan Glazer a lot of well-deserved recognition at this point. For Best Actress, it goes to Emma Stone for Poor Things. Again, a really well-deserved win for this category, especially that the person who I'm backing the entirety of this award season is Lily Gladstone for Killers of the Flower Moon, was not nominated in this category for some reason. Don't know why. She is absolutely brilliant in that movie. But again, I'm very proud that Emma Stone has won in that category against Margot Robbie's Barbie, and as well as Maestro, Autonomy of a Fall, and Colour Purple on Rye Lane. Again, a very strong and very good win for Emma Stone, but I'm hoping at the Oscars it goes to Lily Gladstone for Killers of the Flower Moon. For Best Actor, it goes to Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer, which again, I think I saw that win somewhat coming, even though Paul Giamatti for Holdovers is coming like really strong at that moment. And there's also Bradley Cooper, Coleman Diogo, Barry Golgan, and Toy Yo, who are also really strong contenders, and only Paul Giamatti and Coleman and Bradley have been nominated for actor, as I remember, in the Oscars, but again, really good and very deserved win for Oppenheimer for Cillian Murphy. For Supporting Actress, another deserved win is Davine Joy Randolph for The Holdovers, which is again really good as well, and also she was up against like Emily Blunt for Oppenheimer and Danielle Brooks for Colour Purple, just to name a few, and Claire Foy and Sandra Holler and Rosamund Pike, just to name all the nominees. Again, I think she is going to be the definite winner for this category. And for Supporting Actor, it goes to Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer. Again, a very well-deserved win. I think definitely his comeback performance after Doolittle, a really good comeback performance, and definitely one of the best performances of the year, in my opinion. He did win against Ryan Gosling for Barbie and Robert De Niro for Killers of the Flower Moon, which is again really, really good to see. And I think I'm very happy that Robert Downey Jr. has won for it, considering that he's showered Christopher Nolan with a lot of praise and very wholesome praise as well. For Best Director, it goes to Christopher Nolan for Oppenheimer, who again is facing some very tight competition with Jonathan Glazer for Zone of Interest, Bradley Cooper's Maestro, and Alexander Payne for Holdovers. And also not including in that nominee list, which was so surprising for me, is Greta Gerwig for Barbie, Martin Scorsese for Killers of the Flower Moon, and Celine Song for Past Lives, who neither of these three were nominated for directing at all, which is really sad. But again, this is a category 6, but I wish one of them could have appeared, in my opinion. But again, I think Christopher Nolan is pretty much dead set for an Oscar at this point for directing, even though he's dead set for picture and director, but screenplay is a bit of a juggle at this point between American Fiction and his film Oppenheimer, which I will get to a little bit later. And for Outstanding Debut for British Writer, Director, Producer, it goes to Earth Mama. Okay, really good win. And for best film not in an English language, it goes to Zone of Interest, which was in German Polish, and it's competing in the Oscars under the UK, which is something for the first time in 20 years this has happened. Even though, like, yes, UK, we speak English, but again, we do make some really well crafted movies that are not in English language, like, for example, Zone of Interest, which is in German Polish. One of my friends has seen it, and he really liked it, even though it did capture on to Jonathan Glazer's more weird, artsy aesthetics a bit. And it's also nominated against some really strong films like Past Lives, which I did see and really liked it. Atomy 4, which is like gained loads of momentum in the Oscars, and as well as other movies like Society of Snow, which is got some nominations here and the Oscars. And definitely 20 Days in Mariupol, considering the current situation right now in Ukraine. I think this is a movie that's definitely warranted a lot of attention at this moment. But again, I'm very happy that Jonathan Glazer is still continuing to up his momentum after a 10-year hiatus, and particularly the awards runs he's receiving at the moment with Zone of Interest. And for documentary, we have the winner is 20 Days in Mariupol. Again, the unfortunate situation right now in Ukraine is that the Ukraine forces has pulled out of the town, and Russia could be onto it their first gain in like several months, which is like really horrifying for it, in my opinion. And also that the US is considering giving Ukraine some long-range missiles that could go over to Crimea, which again, just hoping the war will end sooner rather than later. And also, glory to Ukraine. And also, for animated feature, it goes to Boy and the Heron. Again, in my opinion, and still after this awards show, this is the most unpredictable category this year around, just because it has two movies which I massively respected and totally cool with if it won either way. Like Boy and the Heron, yes, favourite for me, yeah. And Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, which is again a brilliant movie. Wouldn't be surprised if it won an Oscar, but again, I could completely respect it if it did. Again, I think I'd imagine right now maybe Boy and the Heron would win, but probably by skin of its teeth or by small margin against Spider-Man. But it did win over like Elementals and Chicken Run Don the Nugget, the latter which I watched and liked really. So far so good. For original screenplay, and it goes to Autonomy of a Fool. Again, I think at that point, it's either that film or Holdovers is going to win for Best Original Screenplay. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if either of them were to win, or I'll be very surprised if neither of them would win. And also, what is surprising about this category, now looking at it now, and looking at it when nominations came out, is that Barbie is nominated for the original screenplay. Again, we all know Barbie, like a fashion icon, a famous toy line, a supporting character in the Toy Story sequels, and of course, a fashion icon. Like, why put it in the original category? Especially as it has like a lot of direct-to-video and direct-to-streaming films that are out there, in my opinion, which is, again, really weird and really suspicious. And for adapted screenplay, it goes to American Fiction. Again, it's going to be a very tight race between that film and Oppenheimer as well. And maybe Poor Things might pull through now at the Oscars. But again, I'm very surprised that Oppenheimer did not win for that category, considering the love Christopher Nolan is getting from the Baftas, particularly this year around. But I'm pretty much cool with American Fiction winning for adapted screenplay. And EE Rising Star Award, sponsored by EE, voted by the public, it goes to Maria McKinney Bruce. Again, a really good choice as well. And for Best Casting, it goes to The Holdovers, a category that is so weird and so convoluted. Like, it won, like, that category gave awards for like Joker, Rocks, West Side Story, and Elvis, that I don't know what it even is awarding for, like the biggest ensemble cast or best cast performance ensemble or something. Like, it's so confusing, but Congratulations, holdovers. You've won for your cast, even though I don't know what you've wanted to deserve for this, but you won it anyways. So much so that the Oscars are going to give it a category in 2 years' time from now, so this is going to get so confusing at this point. For Best Original Score, in something that's less confusing because it's the same category, not the same category they gave the Joker, The Rocks, and Elvis the same award. It's Oppenheimer for Best Score. Again, brilliant music by Ludwig Göransson, and won a Grammy as well, as I remember, and a Golden Globe, and definitely going to win that Oscar no matter what. Again, a really great competition with Killers of the Flower Moon, Poor Things, Spider-Man, and Saltburn, the latter two not nominated for an Oscar surprisingly, but again, it's no competition, it's Ludwig Göransson for Oppenheimer. For cinematography, it goes to Oppenheimer. Again, it is like sweeping the floor at this point. And of course, there's brilliant cinematography of Killers of the Flower Moon, and Poor Things, Zone of Interest, and Maestro. And also not being included, unfortunately, like the recent John Wick movie and The Creator as well, which had some gorgeous cinematography. But I'm very happy that Oppenheimer won for its gorgeous cinematography. For costume, it goes to Poor Things. Again, I think if I remember from the Bafta video, I wanted Barbie to win for Best Costume, given its progression for its timeline. Like, it started off in the 2001 Space Odyssey themed opening as the Barbie is in her original dress from the late 50s, and the movie officially ends in the more contemporary, more modern clothing that Barbie is more known for today. Since I kind of like that progression in the costuming work in that movie. And there's Killers of the Flower Moon and Napoleon, Oppenheimer, all great costuming work, but again, I'm pretty much happy that Poor Things did win for costume. Pretty much satisfied with that award season so far. And for Best Editing, it goes to Oppenheimer. Again, a lot of love for that movie. Winning over A Time of Evil 4, Killers of the Flower Moon, Poor Things, Zone of Interest. Again, at this point, I think it's going to be Oppenheimer's night at this point. And also, coming for the Oscars, it's going to be Oppenheimer's night before, around that point as well. For production design, we have the winner is Poor Things. Again, really good for that category, and probably the best in my opinion. Again, Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, and Zone of Interest were nominated as well in that category for production design. Again, I think this is definitely another well-deserved win for that one. For makeup and hairstyling, it goes to Poor Things again. Again, a really good choice. Again, I think I may have backed that one as well. But I think I was also keeping an eye out that Maestro could win. It might as well win the Oscar for its makeup and hairstyling. And even though it did garner some controversy, particularly with Bradley Cooper using our prosthetic nose to play Leonard Bernstein. And of course, there is a stereotype that Jewish people have big noses, even though his estate and the producer Steven Spielberg, who's Jewish, are completely okay with this. So maybe Poor Things might be the safe option for the Oscars at this point, but I would not be surprised at all if Maestro were to win. But nominations went for Killers of the Flower Moon, Napoleon, and Oppenheimer. I also did remember, since someone did retweet this earlier, like a couple days ago actually, when New York Post released the first look of Killers of the Flower Moon, and that Leonardo DiCaprio looked unrecognizable, even though he looked like he just had a comb over, and that's it. But again, I'm not talking negatively about the makeup artistry in Killers of the Flower Moon. They did a great job, but still, I think the New York Post did their work pretty dirty. And for Best Sound, it goes to Zone of Interest. I was thinking it might have gone to Oppenheimer, or maybe Ferrari Maestro, or Mission Impossible, directing Part 1. But I think the Zone of Interest winning for Best Sound does make a lot of sense, as it's a movie that the worst things that happen in that movie literally happen in the background, like sirens, and screaming, and gunfire, and furnaces being burnt, and all that. Again, it's all playing in the background, as the movie is essentially about some of the most evil people to essentially crawl on this earth for the past 100 years, and essentially live a quiet, peaceful life in Poland. Just trying to get on normally while death is literally happening outside of their back garden, which is really harrowing at best. And for best visual effects, it goes to Poor Things, even though I don't think it was nominated for... I think it was nominated for the Oscar, but I think Godzilla Minus One is gaining like a lot of momentum at the moment and could actually win, but I am holding out for something like The Creator to win for an Oscar for best visual effects, but I'm very happy that Poor Things also won for visual effects. And last, and certainly not least, the short category. For best short film, it goes to Jellyfish and the Lobster. Again, congratulations to them. And for best British short animated film, it goes to Crab Day, which is something I did hear about on the radio, as the same person who won this actually come from the same area as I do, as in East Anglia, which, again, congrats to them for Crab Day for short animated film. So, what do you think of the Bafta winners this year? Let me know in the comments below, subscribe to my channel, like this video, follow me on Twitter, Instagram and Letterboxd, and this is Elijah Wells, and bye!